someone like us who plans a trip from scratch on your own, welcome to our channel. Today, let's discuss anything and everything you need to know while planning a trip to Hampi. So, let's go. The best time to visit this UNESCO World Heritage Site is during the winter season from October to February. We traveled here during November month. The weather remains moderately cool, but afternoons can be a bit sunny. So always carry your water bottles, sunscreen, shades and hats with you. Avoid traveling here during the summer season, that is March to June, due to soaring high temperatures. Now let's move on to the itinerary. When you look at the map of Hampi, it's divided into a northern and southern part separated by the Tungabhadra river. The South Hampi offers the main heritage monuments and architecture from Vijayanagara Empire, whereas North Hampi complement it beautifully with more relaxed, calm, offbeat vibe with nature and mythology. On day 1, we will cover the main archaeological sites in South Hampi as shown in the screen. Our first destination is Vijayanagara Temple. After buying a ticket for ₹20 per person, you can either opt to hire an e-rickshaw for ₹10 or walk up to the temple. It's about 1 kilometer from the parking lot to the temple entrance. We highly recommend you to walk one way to the temple, as you can see many structures on both sides of the path, and take an e-rickshaw on the way back. This temple is dedicated to Lord Vishnu in the form of Vithala, and the famous stone chariot, which you can find in our 50 rupees note, is believed to be the shrine dedicated to the vehicle of Lord Vishnu, Garuda. If you want to know the significance and detailed information about the place that you have visited, we recommend you to hire a local guide. It will cost you around ₹500 to 800. Even though we have done our research on Hampi, our guide gave us a lot more knowledge about their history, their brutal past, significance of each of the structure, the cultural and spiritual aspects of the architecture. It was as if we were transported into a different era altogether. So go for it. We took around 3 hours to cover this place. One tip here is, we hired an auto rickshaw for an entire day to visit all the monuments in South Hampi. This allowed us to cover maximum places, as it saved us a lot of time and effort. Our next stop is at Sri Lakshmi Narasimha Temple. The statue is monolithic and is approximately 6.7 meter tall. Right next to it, we have Badavalinga Temple. This Shivalinga is also monolithic and is about 3 meter tall. This Shivalinga is always surrounded by water. There is no entry fee for both the temples. Next again, we have a temple with a remarkable monolithic statue of Lord Ganesha situated on the slope of Hemakutta Hill. This is one of the largest statues of Lord Ganesha in Hampi with a height of 4.6 meters. There is no entry fee here. Next, we have the underground Shiva temple, which is one of the most visited sites in Hampi. This temple remained underground for many centuries and got rediscovered in 1980s. This 14th century temple is built below the ground level, and its reason is still a mystery. Most part of the temple is submerged in water throughout the year, and there is no entry fee here. Next, we have Hazara Rama Temple. This is a small but beautiful temple dedicated to Lord Rama. It was once the private temple of the kings and the royal family of Vijayanagara. The temple is famous for the lovely bas relics and panels depicting the story of Ramayana. Next, we will explore the Zenana enclosure, which is believed to be the private enclosure for the royal women folks. Here we can visit the famous Lotus Mahal, which is designed in the Indo-Islamic style of architecture, which resembles the shape of a half-open lotus bud. It is a 2-storied symmetric structure that has tall arched windows. In the middle of the same compound, you can see the basement of Queen's Palace. We can also see 3 watchtowers in 3 corners of the enclosure. Each tower is a 2-storied structure and is believed to be guarding the Zenana enclosure. The entry fee for this place is ₹10 for Indians and the same ticket is valid for entry to Vijayanagara Temple and Elephant Stable on the same day. So keep the tickets with you. Right outside the Zenana enclosure, we have the Elephant Stable. It was used to provide shelter for the royal elephants of the Vijayanagara Empire. It is a long building with a rectangular shape. It has a row of 11 huge domed chambers large enough to accommodate 2 elephants at a time. Next, we have Mahanavami Dibba or the Great Platform. This is a giant square structure constructed in 3 layers. This is where the kings of Vijayanagara once sat upon and watched processions pass by. We can reach the top by the front stairways, which is highly decorated on either sides with carvings of elephants, horses and many other things. On top, we can see a 360-degree view of the royal enclosure. At the back of the platform, we have a twin staircase which was probably used as a service stairways during the ceremonies. On the same compound, you can see a huge and beautiful stepped water tank, a Pushkarani. Visit this place either morning or evening as there is practically no shades here and the entry is free. On the entrance, you can see 2 big heavily decorated monolithic stone doors. Next, we will visit the Queen's Bath, which is built in the Indo-Islamic style of architecture with a large sunken bath constructed in the center of the structure. With this, we will wrap up our first half of the day and take rest for 2-3 hours in the noon. In the evening, we will explore Virupaksha Temple. This is the oldest temple in Hampi and is dedicated to Lord Shiva. This is the only one which remains intact against all the ruins and is still in worship. This temple is a huge complex which gives you a very calm and positive vibe. And it's beautiful to see the temple in the setting sunlight. There is no entry fee here. Most of the UNESCO monuments will be open from 6 am to 6 pm. So watch the sunset and your day is over. On day 2, we will visit the Tungabhadra Dam, which is India's largest stone masonry dam. Here the entry fee is Rs 10 per person and can hire a bus for Rs 30 per person to reach the top lighthouse view. It is one of the only 2 non-cement dams in India. It also have a beautiful park where you can see the dam closer. On the way back, you can go for the famous coracle ride and cliff jumping in the Sanapur Lake in North Hampi. Unfortunately, when we visited, the water levels were very low for these activities. In the evening, we can head to the Anagundi Fort. More ancient than Hampi, Anagundi lies in the mythical kingdom of Kishkinda. Going further up the hill, you will see the Valikote cave where the fight between the king Vali and demon Mayavi from Ramayana is believed to have happened. You can walk through the cave and exit from the other end. It's rather a small cave but is completely dark inside. From there, we went to Matanka Hill to watch sunset. We explored around the foothills of Matanka near the Hampi Bazaar and watched the sunset from there. If you want to reach the top of the hill, plan ahead and keep a 30 to 45 minute time for climbing it. Next day morning, we headed to Anjanadri Hills, which is believed to be the birthplace of Lord Hanuman. Since it's a worshipping temple, dress moderately. They have strict dress codes. We have to climb exactly 575 steps to reach the top. The view from the top is amazing and is perfect for a sunrise and a sunset view. In the evening, we head to the sunset point in Hippie Island. It's an offbeat place and gives you a peaceful vibe. There is no entry fee and there is no proper trail here. We settled at some rocks and had a very calm and peaceful sunset experience. For our accommodation, we booked a hut stay in the northern Hampi. Here we will get very affordable yet scenic hut stays right in the middle of paddy fields and rocky mountains as background. The rent may vary from rupees 1000 to 4500 per day depending on the season. We stayed at Stay Chill Hampi and had a pleasant stay there with delicious food. It's best to rent a two-wheeler from Hampi as there is no bus connectivity to main tourist places. If you're traveling in a vehicle, be ready to pay for parking from rupees 10 to 50 in almost all places. Hampi doesn't have nightlife and very few restaurants are open past 10 pm. It's not advised to roam around Hampi at night as most of the parts are secluded and wildlife presence are there. If you are visiting a worshipping temple, be aware of your dress code, otherwise we'll have to buy clothes at a higher price. The network connection can be slow at some places, so keep some cash with you. And be ready to walk a lot and climb stairs and get suntan.